Run. I get that cash and I flip it, yeah. I get that cash and I flip it.
So hello to all my cherry bombs. It is me, Cherry, and I'm back with another story time for you guys. And this story is just another story in the chronicles of my time being friends with toxic ass Stacy. Now, for those of you guys who don't know who Stacy is, that is the same friend where I think I have a story time on here and I named it something like my ex-best friend got too drunk or something like that. And it was just this crazy night. And Stacy and her sister, per usual, blamed everything on everybody but themselves because that was just their nature. And Stacy just used to get me into a lot of shit, you guys. Like, literally, I am almost 100% sure I probably need therapy for the time in my life that I was friends with Stacy. Me and my friend group who have all lived through that cycle, because we were all friends, we all agree that we probably need therapy for that time in our lives because Stacy got us into a lot of shit and often. But so this story time is going to be a story time in the chronicles of that. If you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up so that it's easier for people to find me. And then also turn on your post notifications because I post very sporadically. And if you don't, you'll miss me. And that's all I got for you. I'm trying to help you out. So y'all, let's get right into this story. It's not going to be a long one. So this was back in high school. So I want to say maybe we were junior or senior year. So me and Stacy, per usual, I had asked my parents if I could stay over at her house because I had really strict parents growing up. So I couldn't really like go do anything. I was that kid who like, if I wanted to go do anything, I had to go stay at a friend's house to have any type of like fun. I could not stay at anybody's house. It was an issue. It was, what can you do over there that you can't do over here? And I'm over here like, go party and drink, like, duh. But anyway, so I had really strict parents. So this particular time, I'm trying to remember the details of this, you guys. This particular time, me and Stacy got into some shit. Really, Stacy, I used to just be minding my damn business. So there was a girl who Stacy was friends with because they both managed I want to say they both managed the wrestling team. That's what it was. So her parents, I'm going to call the girl Goldie because her hair has always been like this like golden color. It fits her very well. Goldie's parents were out of town, and Stacy, being selfish as fuck per usual because that was just the nature of Stacy, had convinced Goldie to let us, and I say us in parentheses because it was more so Stacy. Like I went to a high school where like, unless you actively went out and went to all the parties and stuff, or unless you like just, I don't know, like I went to a high school that was very kind of like secluded from the other high schools. So if you didn't go out and hit all the parties, or if you didn't have siblings that were at other high schools and stuff, then you just weren't known around my city. So I didn't know people. Like I didn't know people to invite to this like party that Stacy was trying to have. But Stacy knew a lot of people. And so Stacy convinces Goldie to let us, again, use her house while her parents are gone for this party. And Stacy's like, oh, it's not gonna be that many people. I'm just gonna invite a couple, like whatever. And so at first, Goldie was a little hesitant because she's like, yo, like my parents are gonna be back because her parents were like at the beach. And she's like, my parents are gonna be back on Monday or Tuesday or whatever. This is like Friday, I think. And so Stacy had actually, so what happened, you guys, was the weekend before, Stacy had convinced Goldie to let her have a get together the weekend before as well. And that was just small, chill, whatever. Boom, no problem. So the weekend after, her parents were still out of town or out of town again. And Stacy was like, okay, we're going to do this again. And that time, Goldie was a little more hesitant. I don't know, she just felt it in her spirit that it was about to be some bullshit. But she should have went with her soul, because Jesus. So Stacy starts inviting like all these people, and I'm just kind of sitting back like, guess I'll just see who comes, because again, I don't know anybody in the city like that. So I'm really just like, just here, just chilling. Like, I'm I'm here for the bullshit, but at the same time, I'm not here for the bullshit because I just had a feeling. Something was about to go terribly wrong. So all these people get to Goldie's house, right? Everybody's mingling, chilling, whatever, having a good time. And Stacy decides that she wants to go to another party. And in typical Stacy fashion, like if it makes sense to her, it does not matter if it doesn't make sense to anybody else. It doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense overall. Just common sense does not make any fucking sense. If it makes sense to her, it is time to make it happen. And when she gets drunk, or really in general, all she really cares about is herself. So Stacy decides midway through this party that she wants to go to another party because I guess this guy that she wanted to talk to was going to be at that one. Mind you, you are the host of this party, so you can't leave. Like, girl, you invited all these people here. Like, you can't just get up and be like, okay, well, I want to go somewhere else. Like, there's all these strangers in this girl's house. She knows some of them, but most of them are people that you invited because you know them. What? Like, and now you're like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go somewhere else. So mind y'all, there's people smoking in Goldie crib, like in the garage and stuff. There's just mad people walking around the crib and whatnot. There's people hanging out in the kitchen. There's people hanging out in the living room. I'm sure people did a walk through upstairs because it was just like people were just all over the place. So Stacy decides that she wants to go to this next party and is like, okay, well, I got to figure out how to get all these people out. And I told her, I was like, Stacy, I feel like because you're the host of this party, I don't feel like it's a good idea for us to leave. I remember I kept saying that. I said that to her like 3 times. I'm like, something told me, I was like, I don't feel like we should leave. And she's just like, no, like, I want to go to this next thing. Like, she would always have this finger that she used to do. Anytime she was drunk or lit, she had this finger. And she goes like, I want to fucking go to the next one. So, like, we're going to fucking go. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, girl, chasing after some dude or whatever, trying to go where he was going. Stacy rushes everybody out of Goldie's house. And then Goldie was trying to go see her boyfriend. So because Goldie was trying to go see her boyfriend, as Stacy is rushing everybody out of the house and like checking to see that everybody's gone, because she really wasn't like that invested in checking to see if everybody was gone. She's just like, just trying to get everybody out of the way so that she can go to the next move. So she does that. Goldie leaves to go hang out with her boyfriend or whatever. And me and Stacy go to this other party. Like, we hop in the car with these people that Stacy knows, and we go to this other party. The other party isn't even lit. Was nothing to like, it was just, oh my God, y'all. It was just so annoying. Like, Stacy is the type to where she would always want to get to, and I said this in my drunk, like the friend got too drunk or whatever, she would always want to get to parties stupid early, and then they weren't lit in the first 5 minutes. She'd be like, oh, this is lame, like, let's go somewhere else. Like, oh, this is so, like, just get so bothered that they weren't lit. And it's like, girl, like, the party don't start till 11 and you pulled up at 10:30. Yeah, you think like it's not about to be lit. Like, the hell? So she would always be bouncing around from place to place to place and wouldn't give any of the places a chance, but would just be bouncing and bouncing and bouncing because everything was just so lame. But it's like, girl, you didn't give anything a chance, so duh. So we get to this other party. It was all the way on the other side of town, you guys. So we get to there, it's not lit. And Stacy's like, okay, well, F it, like, we're gonna leave. And then I want to say, I think me and Stacy ended up staying with some of her friends that night. I know we didn't go back to Goldie's, and we didn't go back to Stacy's house either, from what I remember. But I just remember that morning we got a call, and Goldie was so distraught. She's like all over the place. She's hysterically crying. She is just like a mess. And so she is like going in, and so I overhear on the phone, she's like, I got home and everything's gone. Everything's gone. Oh my God, it's all gone. It's all gone. It's all gone. Everything's gone. That's all she keeps on saying.
I'm not sure.
You the feds, Alexa. You really the feds. But she's like, everything's gone. And Stacy's like trying to calm her down. She's like, okay, well, we'll be there in a second. Like, we'll be there. She's like trying to calm her down, but then agitated at the same time because anything that doesn't go according to Stacy's plans is just so aggravating for her. Even if she's the one who has put everybody else in a fucking bind, it's just, y'all, that was something. Like, oh my God. Being friends with her was just so crazy. She almost got me stabbed one time, too. That's gonna be a whole nother story time. This bitch almost got me fucking stabbed. So anyway, we get over there and Goldie is outside the house. She is bawling her eyes out. We get inside and Stacy is like, I can't remember verbatim what was said because this was so long ago. But we get inside and Stacy is like, so what happened? And Goldie is like, y'all, Goldie and her family had this huge TV. The TV was mounted to the wall in the living room. Big TV. Because their house was like upper middle class. It wasn't like no rinky-dink house. Like their house was nice. They lived in a nice neighborhood. So this TV is gone, y'all. Mounted to the wall. The TV is gone. They had taken all of her mom's jewelry. They took, I think, 2 Xboxes and 3 Wii's is what they took. They took a really expensive camera. And I want to say, oh, and then they took some money. Like somebody, I think like maybe Stacy, because maybe it was after graduation. I'm not too sure, but maybe she had like money from graduating or money from something. But they took like a lump sum of money. Like they literally ran through her crib, took a whole, probably over $3,000 worth of stuff. And Goldie is hysterically crying. Like, she's just like, oh my God, my parents are gonna be home. Like, they're gonna wonder what happened. Like, oh my God. It smelled like smoke. So she's like, you know, do we call the police? What should we do? It smells like weed in here. Like, oh my God. Cause like, yeah, people were smoking in the garage, but the smell traveled all throughout the house. She did end up calling the police, and they were just like, there was really nothing they could do because it was just nothing they could really do. So Goldie's parents ended up coming home. Of course, they're freaked the fuck out because they're like, what the hell happened? So essentially what happened was, when we all left the crib, which I kept on saying to Stacy, I was like, it's so stupid for us to leave the crib because whoever is here sees us leaving the crib. Somebody could easily come back after we've all left and run through this whole shit. And I told Stacy that. I was like, girl, this is not a good setup. Like, this does not look good right now. For like, you're the host of this. You asked her to use her house. You need to stay here and be responsible because you threw this party or whatever it is. But then you want to go leave and go all the way across town. Why would we do that? But nobody wants to listen. I'm just saying. When it came to Stacy, I was the rational friend. But Stacy's irrational ass never wanted to listen. But I told her it was a dumbass idea to leave the crib and you done had a whole ass party, but then you're gonna leave the crib and everybody gonna leave at the same time and nobody gonna stay here. So I guess whoever robbed the crib, they waited for everybody to leave. They were clearly like in there like during like the party or whatever, because that's the only way they would have known like everything that was nice in there. So it was one of the guys who had actually come to the party. It was like a guy and like 2 of his friends. And waited for everybody to leave, came back. I think they came in through the garage or something. Like, it was not forceful. So I think they purposely like knew that like the garage was open or something like that and left it open and made sure that it was open. And then the guys were tweeting about it. And this was back when Twitter was still like a thing. The guys were tweeting about it, bragging about running through this girl crib and bragging about the fact that the cops couldn't do anything because there was no proof. Basically, I think from what I remember, I don't even know if Stacy's parents got told. Like, I don't know if Goldie's parents contacted Stacy's parents. I'm pretty sure Stacy got away with everything, like, pretty, like, without having to really deal with a whole bunch of anything. and Goldie got like the brunt of just like the punishment, the humiliation, the extreme disappointment from her parents, extreme disappointment. And Stacy got to walk away clean. So basically that's what happened. And Stacy ain't shit. But so if you guys enjoyed this story time, please give this a thumbs up. Please leave your comments down below. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on this situation. And then also make sure that you hit the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next story time.